How's it going, everybody? It's me, Shane, here to give you another Spy Family episode review and recap. Today's episode is episode 17. 3 titles this time. We got Carry Out the Griffin Plan, Fullmetal Lady, and Omelette Rice. Strap in. This is going to be a good one. Sorry for this being a bit late, but I'm here now, right? Do not forget, hit that like button. Subscribe, hit the notification bell to be notified of more videos like this, and don't forget to leave a comment. So, I love how each of these openings, there's 3 different eye catches for each of the titles of today's episode. And this one had a griffin with the key in it. So, Becky and Anya are walking and talking, starting a new day of school. Becky loves the show Burlington Love. She loves all that romance stuff. And Anya's like, I like animes and not dramas. And they go back and forth. And Anya sees second son, Damian, walking with the cone head and rat teeth. And she goes, and funniest gag, she goes, last time on Spy Family. Freaking blew my mind. That's hilarious. It was so hilarious. She talks about her failure because she couldn't come up with a name for Bond at the time. And, pardon me. And so this time her father had another picture taken with them with Bond. And she has a copy of it. And she tries to fake like she dropped it so he'd be interested, but he's only thinking about the exams. They walk right past her. The wind blows the picture to Becky, and Becky's like, this dude is hot. Who is this? Who's he with? Is he seeing somebody? And Anya's like, my father, Papa, is married to Mama. She's like, I'm keeping this photo. He's like, no. She's like, no, give me back my damn photo. So today in class, Mr. Henderson, or as I like to call him, Mr. Elegant, he's subbing in for another teacher who is sick, and the art teacher is they're supposed to make 3D cutouts of animals, and they're going to be randomly paired. So Damian's thinking, this is my chance, he overhears someone talk about, this will be important. They'll look at this and they'll judge it. And initially he's like, oh, this is kid stuff, because Rat Tooth and Conehead were all excited because it would be fun. No, Damian's just, we'll get to it because I know kids like Damian. But anyway, so he gets randomly paired with Anya. He says in English, God damn it, which is hilarious. Also, Anya said thank you. So Anya's still adorable. Anyway, randomly paired, she's excited because she's like, all right, I can do this. We'll work together. We'll show a thing. And boom, boom, boom. Because she's reading his mind. And he wants to make a griffin so that his father can see it and be proud of him. So all he wants is his father's approval. So Anya made a crappy paper mushed up thing that it's supposed to be Bond. We know it's Bond, but she shows it to him. He's like, so you're giving garbage a name? He's so damn mean to her. And I won't jump ahead, but I'm hoping that meanness wanes a lot more, but we'll get to this in a minute. So Becky made Loid. She's like, yeah, I made Anya's father, and he has on a super cool suit. Okay, and Mr. Henderson's like, wow, it looks really good, but you have to make some mess because I said animals. And she goes, Master Henderson, humans are animals. He was like, oh, you win this time, Miss Black Belt. Wonderful. So Damian's trying to make a griffin. Anya's thinking, is that related to Mr. Chimera? Close, Anya, you are smart. So she's going to help. And in her mind, she saw him as dumb. So this whole plan be like, oh, we made this thing together. Here's this. Now, the intro shows the type of griffin that she was trying to make with him with jets. So she gives him paper. And she has that loving glow and then that smile that he sees because he wants her. And Becky thinks, oh, that's why she's always talking to him, because she thinks that Anya's in love with him. But Anya still makes her funny faces when she's up to the scheme, which Operation Dog failed, so she's trying to do Operation Griffin. And so he's like, all right, well, you can make the legs. She made jets for the legs instead. He's like, well, you can make the feathers. She just cardboard pieces of paper. And he's being so mean that normally not a lot of people come to Anya's aid. It's just Becky. The other two girls are like, hey, you're being way too mean. And he tells her to shut up, give me your paper. Because initially Mr. Henderson's like, oh, they're going to be paired up. She's being nice and she's giving paper. And he says, this ain't going to stay. He's like, yeah, Mr. I forget what Desmond's last name, but he goes, yeah, that's not very gentlemanly, is it? And he's like, he's frustrated because he's like, even Mr. Elegant saying, hey, you have everything you need in front of you. You don't need to rush. And that's like a double entendre there. And I know Mr. Henderson didn't know it, but it still applies. Like, man, you're such a rush to meet up to your father's expectations. Bruh, y'all are 7. I don't know how is a 7-year-old or 8-year-old even thinking along those lines. Granted, this is anime, so haha, but damn. So Desmond's crying. Damian's crying, whatever. Damian Desmond, he's crying, whatever. And so Anya apologizes for being useless, which this pisses me off because that girl has been through enough. And so she gives her thing as like, this is a girl Griffin to pair with your Griffin. He's like, why would I want this crap? And she heard, well, love can make things fly, because Becky says earlier, love makes you fly, and Anya's like, you're a liar. But so she takes the thing and does it. And he ends up winning top prize because as they literally go down and look at everything, they interpret the Griffin as being this mangled thing that made it through the war, and they see they see what they call the dead child, which is Anya's bond turned into it. And they gave him the top prize. And Anya goes, so you'll show your dad, because she read Loid's mind. She's trying to make Operation Strix succeed on her end. He's like, I won't show my father nothing garbage like that, which again breaks Anya's heart. Later on that night in the dormitory, he calls home. Jeeves, which is a very stereotypical name for a butler, says, are you going to come home? He calls him his name's Damian, call him Dammy. His brother's Demi. And, he's like, you gonna come home, for break? And he's like, no, I'll study. He's like, Dad's not gonna come home anyway, right? He's like, no, he won't be home, but hey, Demi will be home. And he's like, oh no, it's fine. He said, yeah, did you tell Dad about orientation? Think back to the Anya punch. Yeah. And he's like, oh yeah, of course I did. He's like, so what did he say? He was like, oh, your father was worried about your health and everything. And he's like, you're a liar. He's like, but all right, I'll talk to you later, Jeeves. And he thinks in his mind, his father's never worried once about him. And then he goes back to, he orders Rat Face and Conehead, says, hey, let's study. And they're like, yeah, English is your worst subject, so we'll get on it. Like, I know people like Damian who parents were shit, treated their kids like shit. You get to a certain point, granted, he's supposed to be 7 in here, but he's thinking way too adult for me to treat him as a kid at this point. Not wishing harm upon this fake anime child, roll my eyes, but he is a jackass. He is a full-blown jackass. Stop hurting this precious pink cinnamon roll, or I'm going to get her dog to eat you. Bond will eat you. Bond was about to mess up a bulldog for messing with the pink cinnamon roll. You leave Anya alone, Damian Desmond. You know why? Just because your dad sucks doesn't mean you need to suck. Break the chain. That's a message for all of you too. Look, man, life is hard. Life is literally hard. It is hard. Do not make life even harder by taking your past and going, this person treated me bad, these people treated me bad. Even using that as an excuse, like, I was treated so badly all the time. Look, I get it. We feel bad for you. But it comes to a certain point where you have to let that shit go. And you have to be a better person. Eventually. Don't let... He's trying to live up to some kind of standard. I don't care if you're trying to live up to a standard of, family, peers, friends, whatever. Man, The only person you need to be in competition with is your damn self. Be better than who you were yesterday. Beat that person. All right? All right? Because there's an old saying, if you're only doing things for praise, that's literally all you will get. Think about it. Anyway, the next episode is called Fullmetal Lady because we're talking about Sylvia Sherwood with her nice red hair. She's the handler at Wise, and I finally get the full thing of what Wise means. Probably said the first episode, but I wasn't paying attention. I don't remember, but Wise is Westalia's Intelligence Service Eastern Focus Division. Won't tell us her age. They bleep that out, and she is of course single. But we do know that she used to have a child per 2 episodes ago with the finale of the whole bombing thing. Yeah, per that. So the secret police have been tailing her, and they've been tailing her because she works at the embassy. So this is how she's able to get in contact with Twilight, Loid, all the time because she's over there, but she's under deep cover. But she performs her duties so flawlessly that she is called the Fullmetal Lady, Fullmetal Alchemist. And so secret police are telling her. They know her, and she's praying. She's like, I give you guys some credit there. You guys are persistent. She's like, same clothes every day, same route every day. She's like, she uses the fact that she does the same thing every single day to mess with them. Because she goes into the public school, because I guess that's part of her front. And the guys are telling her, they yawn. They're like, she's going to be in there for at least 2 hours. So let's get some food. She disguises herself, puts on a blonde wig, puts on a new blue coat, and walks on out and just smiles all the way. One of them calls someone an idiot, and like, you guys are the true idiots. And she even says, I love what she says, fools who let down their guard cannot survive in this world. That is actually very much true. So she meets with Loid, and Loid cannot focus because he sees the brand new tag of the coat by the back of her neck, and he's like, I cannot tell her about that tag. The Fullmetal Lady would not be able to handle that. And we get the symbolism. White lily, and one of the petals fall off. That means the pristine thing has been flawed. And so he's like, well, I'm gonna, they've been on her tail. I'm gonna have to let her know when someone's around her. And as she's doing her walking routine, they communicate with hand gestures. Tie the shoes, waka waka waka. Not that obvious, but they communicate with that. So they're gonna still meet and do all this other stuff. And she wants to know, all right, tell me about your report of Operation Strix. And he's talking about how high Anya can jump on the box and a jump rope. And she's like, what the hell is he talking about? 2 petals fall off of the flower. That's how this episode ended. This is where we went into the credits. Because the Damian one took most of the episode. And you're probably saying to yourself, didn't you say something about omelet rice? Yes, I did. So at the very end of this episode, or should I say the very end of the credits, because 3 parts in 1 episode, we get a flashback of Yor and Yuri as children. She made him omelet rice. The food was so vulgar that it was pixelated. He eats it and he's barfing as he's eating. He openly goes, barf. It's so good. Sister passing out. She made blue cake, made him sick, made pasta. He's like, it don't even look like pasta. And he's like, your food's so good, you'll be married in no time. And she smacks the shit out of him, sends him flying as she, embarrassed and covering her face. She's a lady. So when he praised her and said, you'll be married in no time, she's, ooh, ooh. And then we get to present day Yuri, who has all these cuts and bruises on him. And remember the hard-boiled guy that Loid had imitated? He's like, you went 4 days without sleeping and then got hit by a truck. You really should take care of yourself. He's like, I'm fine. And our narrator / text at the bottom tells us this is how he got to be so damn indestructible, because of Yor's bad food and her super strength that nearly broke him all the time. That's a hell of a training regimen. Vegeta would approve. Next episode is going to be the tutoring uncle. I'm kind of surprised that this review went by so fast, especially with the play-by-play. But I mean, it's hard for me to not enjoy Spy Family, especially since my day went in reverse and I did the Digimon recording first and then I did this one. But man, I love this show. The show's really good. Now I'm going to do something different since they gave me 3 parts in this one episode. My favorite one out of all of these has to be, it's going to be the stupid Griffin episode, because we're getting more of that depth to Damian. We're going, okay, somewhere, this is going to go somewhere with us going, okay, he wants his father's love. I get it. I see what's going on. You're trying, kid. The Sylvia one's really good. I am a big fan of Handler. I'm a big fan of Sylvia. If I had to, I think my favorite characters has to go Anya, Sylvia, Bond and Becky are kind of tied because Bond is funny and Becky's ridiculous. No shade on Yuri or Loid. It's just, and they're great characters too. But those are my 3. Those are my 3 favorites. Frankie's also up there. The ending gives us like Frankie and Anya like communicating. I want to see more of those 2 interact, especially with that Bondman episode. That's why that Bondman episode, to celebrate her getting in, that still my number 1 favorite episode. Still my number 1. But yes, On the Rice was funny, but Damian 1 takes the cake for this one. They showed him in the correct order. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. What did you think of the episode? You know what? You made it this far. Tell me in the comment section, who is your favorite character so far? We are 17 episodes in. You got to have at least one favorite, right? Or if you read the manga, has your favorite not shown up yet? Let me know down below, please. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be notified of more videos just like this. As always, feel free to share the video. Thank you once again for taking some time out to listen to me go through this wonderful show known as Spy Family. Please be good, be blessed. Wash those hands. Be good to yourself and be good to others. Either way it goes, please do not be a jerk. Take care of yourselves. I know it's Halloween weekend. Be safe out there. Be alert. Watch out for yourself. Whoever you're with. Just legitimately take care and be safe out there. No drinking and driving. And let me see. What else do I usually say? Oh, yeah. I say this. You're never alone. There's someone out there that cares about you. And I sincerely mean that. There are people out there that want to talk to you today instead of miss you and mourn you tomorrow. So with that being said, I will see you guys next time.